Hello, Cancer. How are you? Welcome. I hope you're doing very, very well. Cancer, let's see what this full moon in the sign of Scorpio brings you this 1st of May. Let's see what it's going to stir up. Remember that this reading is general. Take what resonates. If not, discard the message. And it applies to those who have sun or rising in the sign of Cancer. Cancer, you can supplement this with videos for your different signs so you can have a much more personalized horoscope. All right, let's channel a message for you. Energies. From the full moon in the sign of Scorpio this 1st of May for the sign of Cancer. Cancer, here you have the Two of Swords, we have the High Priestess, the Seven of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. Well, I feel that this energy, let's see, I see something here like, what is it? The question would be, what is it that you're not allowing yourself, Cancer, right? Because there's a lot of energy of going in, of being like on the defensive, right? Like protecting something. Taking a bit of distance, that's why I say something you're not allowing yourself. Maybe something you're not allowing yourself to feel as well, right? Pay attention to issues involving family, children, and your partner. Romantic ideals or goals, because I feel that this lunation confronts you with something on a deep level, okay? It invites you to look inside. It's true, to take a little space. Maybe you need that. I feel like there's a period of time apart. That is, I need to be with myself. I need a day alone, a few days of meditation, reflection, questioning. I need to see what's going on inside me, what I'm feeling. That's why you can see a bit of withdrawal here, right? And some distance. Maybe what is being evaluated and observed is what we've mentioned. What are your emotional and romantic goals? What makes you happy? What gives you pleasure? What gives you satisfaction? To start defining all of this, right? What do you feel for your partner? How is your relationship with your children? How is your relationship with your family? What about your ideals? What gives you fulfillment? So it seems to me that it's being renewed. It's a lunation that is here to renew and deeply transform all these concepts. But as we've said, it confronts you with something within yourself. Maybe they're removing a lot of blockages. It's a lunation that comes to remove deep blockages and repressions too. Denied emotions, things you might have been denying yourself. Okay, that's why I say you weren't allowing yourself, and deep down you say, yes, I was. I was keeping my distance, or I was blocking this. What is it that you were defending so much, right? Why this issue of distance between you and the other person, or that boundary? Why? I mean, I don't really move away from this stance, from this fixed stance. So I feel like this moon is an invitation to observe yourself, right? To deeply observe certain patterns of defense and self-protection. This is like the crab that closes itself off. The crab that retreats inward. And it cuts you off a bit from your tendency to feel. You need to flow with emotions and feel. Okay? So pay attention, because this could be a moon that deeply stirs up emotions or issues that had been set aside, that hadn't been addressed. Things that maybe you didn't want to see. Topics that have to do with very deep secrets, very intimate matters as well. They might be coming up. Let's see. What else do we have? This is a deep lunation. It's not just any lunation. It's a lunation in Scorpio. Energies. For the sign of Cancer, for this full moon in Scorpio on May 1st, more or less. Let's see. You have the Page of Cups here. The Empress. The Five of Wands. The Three of Wands. Well, yes, the issue is related to the emotional romantic side. In some cases, issues that have to do with the mother-child or father-child relationship.
¿No?
Motherhood. Something that was being denied. Let's give both examples. Something that people didn't want to see or didn't want to accept that was kept there, denied, hidden, repressed, regarding your relationship with your son, your daughter, or your partner, romantic, emotional relationship.
¿No?
What was being overlooked? I feel this is something that has been repressed for a long time, something that hasn't been said. That could be seen, but it wasn't accepted. So this has been repressed. And when energy is repressed so much, sometimes tension builds up. And yes, sometimes you end up exploding over little things. So the thing is, what situation has bothered you? Or maybe there's been some friction with this person. Maybe some issues are coming up that have to do with balance in the relationship. The issue of giving and receiving love. Things you've done for the other person, things you've received, or that certain actions of the other person bother you. And you say, how real or how deep is this relationship? I think the moon is here to open your eyes. It comes so you can discover something that wasn't seen before. That's why I say it was deep down. It comes to shine a light on that. And for you to make decisions about what's ahead, for the future of the relationship. There are many things that are going to change. I don't know. The idea isn't to stay in this place, to be defensive, to get into conflict with the other person. But I see this more as to express what has been held inside, what had been kept inside for such a long time. Things you needed to say, things that weren't said before, that you have noticed. Something you got tired of, or you say, well, I've reached my limit with this situation. And yes, I react to this, right? That's why it's also so necessary. When certain things happen that catch your attention, communicate them, right? At the right time, so they don't build up inside and don't create pressure. Let's see. Let's see what else we have. This lunation feels profound. General energy of the full moon in the sign of Scorpio. From the 1st of May,
Para el signo de Cáncer.
you have the Five of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, the moon. Many secrets are being stirred up emotionally, right? That's why you're dealing with an energy that has to do with everything that has been hidden. I also feel this as waking up to a reality, like starting to see the other person as they really are, not as I would like them to be. And there's an invitation to be very clear, right? To step out of illusion, fantasy, or self-deception a bit, right? Pay attention to the projections you put on the other person as well, the expectations, the illusions, because later you find yourself in certain situations, of course, and that's when you react. We can take this last part. It might be different for two groups of cancers. On one hand, we see that there's a change coming in your life. There are new goals. There's something that's about to begin. But before the new starts, there's an ending here. And we can see this ending either as the end of a stage in the way you relate to your son, your partner, your boyfriend, or your girlfriend. Because there's something interesting here. It's on. All that needed to be revealed has come out. And move forward. Cross this bridge and start building something new. Let's relate to each other from a different new place. Let's be more flexible in the relationship, right? Like trying to find a new meeting point, a new point of balance, and start planning a new life together. Life. But now with our feet more firmly on the ground, right? Or rather integrating both the light and the shadow of each person, of the relationship itself, right? But on the other hand, for another group of Cancer, that's why I feel this is such a personal decision. You know that tarot only guides. It offers possible perspectives and energies, okay? But it doesn't force you. You are the one who makes the decision. For another group of Cancers, this could mean making the decision to put an end to it here, right? In a story that maybe you've realized couldn't go any further. There's something like letting go here. There's something like detachment. But it's in this letting go that this change in your life is activated, right? Maybe this could be a decision, one that helps you to separate, right, on a relational level, from what is maybe the expectation, the projections one had about the other, the idealizations, to what is real and concrete in the relationship. So it can be a situation with great lessons. Wow, this has turned out super, super deep. It's a lunation that's coming with everything. Let's go with your oracle advice. Egyptian Oracle Cancer. For this full moon in Scorpio on May 1st, all right. You have the initiation. Cancer, this moon is testing you. That's right. It's testing you because you're about to enter a new stage. You're about to start something new, a new cycle in your life. There's something that's about to be born. Take it as a rebirth. But before this rebirth, you're going through a series of tests that challenge your senses, your reactions, your instinct. You need to trust your intuition, because you can't see well. So your other senses become more alert so they can sharpen. So your intuition can be enhanced. Notice what you feel. Take the situations happening now simply as initiatory tests, as part of an initiation process. Something new is about to arrive. Cancer, this is what we've seen regarding the energies of the full moon in Scorpio. On May 1st, may you have great clarity. And I'll see you here next time. Bye.